Hello, and welcome to the TBI podcast, Those Bored Individuals. What up, my creche? It's me, Fresh, and welcome to the TBI podcast.
Yeah.
Aww. Yes, it's been quite a while. Things have been getting pretty busy for us all, but we're here at last, and we're ready to entertain you.
Yeah.
Yes, sirree.
So, what's been going on since the last podcast? Well, quite a lot. Well, for one, Donald Trump is now officially a felon, and is now facing the consequences of his actions.
Oh.
Guilty on all 34 counts.
Yep.
About time.
We also
That's impressive.
we also had one of the worst Willy Wonka experiences of all time.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Oh yeah, Mickey Mouse is now officially public domain. And
Yes, sir.
to top it all off, half of YouTube just decided to retire.
Huh?
Yep.
It all started off with MatPat, the game theory guy, and all of a sudden, all these big name channels just decided, you know what, we're done here. Then it went on to like Captain Sparkles, Rhett and Link, just all these big name YouTube channels just saying we're closing down. We've done enough here. Jeez.
Apart from Donald Trump, have I been that out of the loop?
I've not been much better either. Don't worry.
Well, we can start off by talking about a few of these things individually. Starting off with Mickey Mouse becoming public domain. Now, in case you're not aware, Mickey Mouse made his first appearance in the 1928 short, or whatever it was, Steamboat Willie. And now it's been over 80 years since it's been out, and as a result, it's been long enough that, technically speaking, Mickey Mouse's original design is now technically public domain.
That's his original design?
Yeah, his original black and white self, all just whistling away at the helm. Now, so now, technically speaking, anyone can use his image now.
Oh.
And the horror franchises have jumped right on that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, literally.
And the Nuke Machine.
Literally, at the start of the year, within hours of this realization, there was like a Mickey Mouse horror movie in the works or whatever. People started making Mickey Mouse black and white OCs. It was just ridiculous because it's like, we have the power now.
Huh.
Take that, Disney.
Does this mean Mickey Mouse will make an appearance in FPS?
Well, you never know. Disney's still clutching and holding on to Mickey Mouse despite the public domain thing. But
Probably make a sequel to that Winnie the Pooh horror film and have Mickey turn up eventually.
I haven't seen that yet.
all I can say is, if they ever do a sequel to Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, if Mickey Mouse is not the villain, I will be severely disappointed.
Yeah.
I wonder how that will work.
Like, the ultimate DreamWorks villain is the #1 mascot for Disney.
Oh, God.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Oh, the symbolism.
If they did a Wreck-It Ralph 3, they could have Mickey shake hands with Sonic.
Oh, God.
Like,
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, it would be pretty crazy.
That'd be interesting to see.
But speaking of crazy, ever since the release of Wonka, the movie from December, came out, some group of idiots decided to host their own Willy Wonka experience in Scotland, and it is
Oh.
considered one of the worst conventions slash public outlet things that has ever occurred in the past few years.
Yes, sir.
I think I actually heard about this.
Mm-hmm.
I actually, because I remember you saying Wonka was a delight, and for half a second I forgot about that. And when you said we experienced the worst Wonka thing, I was like, did you hate the movie? Jeez, how bad.
No.
Nope.
Something much worse.
Well, it was advertised online. They were gonna be setting up this chocolate factory Willy Wonka experience in this huge warehouse. The advertisements were big and colorful. They promised free chocolate and sweets to all the kids and plenty of photo opportunities for the grown-ups. And instead, what were they greeted with? Well, as it turns out, a lot of the posters advertising the event was all done through AI.
Oh yeah.
No.
First of
Don't
all,
do that.
if I'm going to be attending any event, I want some physical proof of what this event's going to be like, because otherwise, how do I know what to expect for real?
Mhm.
And, well, the advertising was pretty poor, but surely the inside of the warehouse must have looked well decorated, right?
No.
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 There was maybe 5 to 10 decorations in total, just scattered haphazardly all over the place.
And one of them was just a girl dressed as an Oompa Loompa surrounded what looked to be the apparatus designed to create illicit substances, shall we say.
She looks so out of it. She just looks like, oh god, why am I doing this?
Yep, the orange body paint, the green wig, the dead expression on her face, the poor girl. I wonder how much she was paid to do that. Probably buttons.
Probably not much.
Yeah. I did hear though that she did try to make the best of it. She tried to give every kid that came along a little.
Oh, you cut out there, Rowan. A little what? Hello? Rowan, you there?
Did you mention a void?
Okay, so I don't know why that happened. So much for my new microphone setup.
It's probably the connection.
Yeah. Damn it was cursed.
You know.
The Oompa Loompa girl apparently did try her best to make the best of the situation. She gave every kid that came along a little handful of jelly beans where she could. She was actually trying to give the Wonka experience. She just had nothing to work with, the poor kid.
Oh.
Well,
It sounds like the child catcher from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang set this thing up.
Oh yeah.
well, there was no child catcher, but we did have something equally terrifying in the form of the unknown.
Yeah, I saw that.
According to the lore of that whole thing, they apparently live in the walls of the factory.
Yeah, and then they steal the sweets and whatnot. I know.
In reality, it's a person dressed in a black cloak and a silver mask, dressed a bit like one of the Death Eaters from Harry Potter. Just running around, scaring the kids for absolutely no reason. Oh yeah, the unknown. Yeah, that character from the book that everyone knows about.
Yeah, that classic character, the unknown.
Yes, I love the unknown. My favorite villain.
Yeah.
The embodiment of the scary tunnel. Is that what they're going for?
They probably made it.
I don't know. All I know is
Well-
that the woman who played her is actually really nice looking, and since that event, she's been attending several horror cons as the unknown. So
Silver lining. I did hear that a lot of the scripts were also written by AI, so that probably explains that.
I think I saw an interview of one of the actors who played Willy Wonka for it as well. And he was revealing what really happened. I mean, that's on YouTube somewhere.
Yeah, but still, with the lack of effort from quite a number of people, that's what led this Willy Wonka experience to be one of the worst organized events in recent years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think I heard anything about this.
Just look up Willy Wonka experience in your own time, and you'll understand why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Word of advice to anyone hosting any of these experiences: these things take years to prepare, not months or even hours through AI, because AI is just garbled nonsense without human supervision.
Intervention.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't trust it.
Yep, it scrapes things from all kinds of search results and essays and stuff online, and it just, like, okay, Wonka experience. So, candy, lollipops, rainbows, I guess, chocolate. There we go.
I wouldn't be surprised if
And
that was
throwing
actually
some heart
typed
for the
out
hell
by
of it.
AI.
Harmony.
Yeah. We really got to start seeing a downturn in this AI stuff. It's sad at this point.
This is getting out of hand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We did bring this up quite a while ago, but half of YouTube retiring. I can't help but feel like I'm the one who kind of started this ever since I decided to stop reacting to TV shows.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, it was definitely your fault, Dan. How dare you?
Oh, jeez.
It was on you.
Look, at least I had an excuse to... Okay. Look, I had an excuse. My life was getting pretty busy, so if I had to choose between not gaining money or doing essentially just what I'm already doing, I may as well just make money instead. The thing is, I had an excuse, but a lot of YouTubers, since MatPat's retiring, have now started jumping on this trend of posting videos saying, "It's over," only to completely turn it on its head and saying, "Gotcha, we just did this to get your attention, here's this thing of interest we're doing," and it's like, not cool, guys. Not cool. At all.
Big bang.
But it's like, if this was Avengers Endgame, everyone who's retiring is essentially everyone who got snapped out of existence.
Oh, yeah. That should be the meme of it.
So yeah, whether or not this trend will press on, it's gonna be pretty ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. You have to wait and see.
Well, one thing that wasn't mentioned, we, all 5 of us, including Kirsty, we met up for the first time.
Yeah.
All 5 of us in one place.
Yes, it was about time.
That was the big headline here.
Sadly, Michael, what do you mean that you two are not just faces on a screen?
Oh, I know, right? We actually met in person? Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah,
I met you before, Rowan.
And I met Donnie before as well.
Hey, we're
yeah,
doing
but
it for the bit, come on.
yeah, still. But yeah,
Make it realistic, man.
Michael and Dudley traveled up to meet me, stay with me for a few days. They got the chance to meet Kirsty as well. So, it was great fun.
Yes, it was a good time.
So what did we get up to?
Or
Well,
not.
yeah, we binged watch. Me and Michael binged watch a lot of Jodie Whittaker's run of Doctor Who.
Yes, we didn't get through all of it, but most of it.
You poor souls.
Well, I've enjoyed it so far. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, it's okay at the first part, but it gets a bit more downhill later on, I have to say.
Okay, but
That's funny. I thought it got better later, actually. But that's a debate for a different day.
anyway,
Yes.
that wasn't the only thing we watched. We showed Michael the first 2 Aliens movies and Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Yeah, I enjoyed Alien quite a lot, but the clown movie was really bizarre. Really bizarre.
Yeah.
I even had I think I had a nightmare about it once.
Oh, did you really?
I don't know, maybe.
I think the audience deserves to also see the photos because we got to meet Kirsty's puppies.
Oh yeah.
Yes, the puppies.
Yeah,
I
Kirsty's.
did not get to see.
Yeah, Kirsty. For those who don't know, Kirsty's dog, Freya's, had a litter of 10 puppies, and they've been slowly going to their new homes over the past month or so, and Dudley and Michael managed to see 8 of them before most of them went off.
Yeah.
So
It was
yeah.
a sad moment, but a good moment.
They were adorable.
Yeah.
I wish I got to see them.
Oh.
Oh. We got photos of them though.
I wish you'd got to see them.
Yeah, we went to Largs for the day, just enjoying the fish works, chip shop, and the amusements.
And being attacked by the seagulls as well.
Yeah. There wasn't any.
They were.
Well, they didn't physically assault me. They didn't steal anything. They were just
They
really.
did to me.
They were really close, so I ran for cover under one of the stalls.
I think one didn't charge at me.
I went to get something, and Michael and Dan had finished their fish and chips, and Dan was stood by me, I think, or walking towards me. Michael turned up and turned round, and the seagull was kind of hovering in front of his face, looking at him for like 8 seconds, and it flew off. He was just getting a good look at you, Michael.
I think it was more than that. Checking on my food, you know.
Yeah. One of the other things we did on the Saturday, we went to a Glasgow Comic-Con event where Kirsty and her friend were vendors selling some artwork. So yeah, I brought Snarf along with me as well. He managed to draw in quite a crowd.
Yeah, that was a funny interaction. Even though it was not what it was meant to be famous for, but oh well.
Yeah. In case you're curious, there was one furry. He was in a fursuit. He wanders up to us from behind, and he just goes, "Sid!" And I was like, "What? What is he talking about? Snarf?" He removes his fursuit head, and he's like, "Is that Sid the snail?" And I was like, "It might be." And he was like, he says he's famous on TikTok and Instagram, and I was like, yeah, I think so, yeah. I don't use TikTok or Instagram, so I assume he's talking about someone else, but because he was so insistent on calling Snarf Sid, I just decided to sort of keep up the charade, like, yeah, this is Sid. Yeah.
Yeah, don't embarrass the poor guy.
I think
as I say, we looked it up, and Dan found a snail that looks exactly like Snarf.
Yeah.
Who is that? Like,
so
same
yeah,
puppet basically.
Yeah, same puppet. His claims were true. I was like, on my channel he goes by Snarf, but he was so insistent that day. Like, he was talking to his friends, and every time we passed him again, he was like, looky there, that's Sid the snail. And I was like, oh God, I can't. Yeah, look, I'm not the person you're pointing out. Guy, I appreciate you recognize him, but in the context of our universe, there is no Sid. There's just Snarf.
It's his evil brother.
Me and Michael were just stood quite close by, and the guy came up to Dan about 5 times, just having a nice chat with him, and we were like, when?
I didn't mind, but he was like giving me stalking. Kind of funny.
But anyway, it was a fun day. Quite a few people in costume. There was even a, I think, 7-year-old girl dressed like Pomni from the Amazing Digital Circus.
Oh, that poor kid.
Oh, okay.
How so?
I don't know the context.
Well, she can only really know Pomni from two things. Either the content farms, which are terrible, or the original source, which is no doubt going to be traumatizing later down the line. So, irregardless, poor kid.
Okay.
I take it you've not seen...
Happy on the day.
I take it you've not seen The Amazing Digital Circus yet, Michael?
Not to my knowledge, no.
It's good. You should watch it.
Yeah, basically think of it as Sword Art Online crossed with early 2000s PC games.
And a little bit of I have no mouth and I must scream.
Okay.
I think you'll like it, Michael, because it's kind of like, let's say, like a 3D Hell of a Boss kind of feel, or Has Been Hotel sort of vibes. Like, it's got that group of interesting characters and some darkness there. Definitely some darkness there.
Yeah.
Okay. I have to look into it.
Basically, it's about a group of people who get trapped in this online school website game called The Amazing Digital Circus. They put on these VR headsets, they can't take them off, they can't return to the real world, and as far as they know, they're stuck in this game forever. And the horror and psychological damage unfolds.
Oh. Okay.
But it's pretty good.
Okay.
If you
I
like,
don't have to look into it.
if you like Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, you're definitely going to enjoy this.
Yep.
You have to see about it.
I think the last thing I'll say is it was great to go down and see all five of us for the first time in person.
Yeah.
And I will retain many memories from our Cards Against Humanity games.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was a fun time. We can definitely do that again.
Yes. I have multiple different branded Cards Against Humanity sets, and we played Cards Against Disney at one point, and all five of us were playing it, and of course Snarf was at the table. It was brilliant. Just some of the stuff we came out with, like, you are a toy! You're not the real Buzz Lightyear, you're Flounder.
Yes, that was a favourite.
Yeah.
And some of them are a bit inappropriate for this audience, so yeah.
It's Cards Against everything. It's going to be offensive no matter what, Michael.
I know, but I'm talking about this audience who are watching us, you know? You might not want to hear.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Next segment.
No.
You're listening to the TBI podcast. Well, you've waited long enough. It's time for the month's most ridiculous headlines.
Yeah.
Headlines.
There we go.
That's loud.
Yeah. In this month's news, a woman says she slept with a ghost for 20 years, but dumped him after seeing his fangs.
Huh?
Coward.
What things are we talking about?
So apparently, this woman believes she was in a relationship with this ghost for 20 years, and apparently for all that time, he never once opened his mouth.
I wonder why.
Huh.
And
Didn't have a ghost of a chance.
and only after seeing his fangs did she decide to call it quits.
Okay.
I mean, smart move, but also coward.
Yeah.
Oh,
Depends
jeez.
what you're into, I guess.
I was thinking the same.
I mean, jeez, this isn't the first time we've had a woman in a weird relationship. We've had someone in a relationship with a chimpanzee. There's another one who was in a relationship with a rug. Another with a creepy doll. Now we've got this woman who was in a relationship with a ghost.
Yeah. Humanity is
I mean, we've seen Casper.
Oh, Jesus.
Lordy.
I mean, he's definitely been busy, I guess.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh no.
Ugh. Stuck with this woman for 20 years. Oh, the eternal torment.
Somewhere the ghost is like, all the ghosts are looking at this ghost like, seriously, you think people exist? Wow.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, here's another headline for you. A couple are forced to purchase a full $180 ticket for Pink's concert for their newborn baby.
Huh?
So, apparently, these two idiots thought it'd be a good idea to take their newborn baby to a loud, blaring, flashy Pink concert. What are you thinking?
Well, okay. He's gonna be traumatized, I think.
I mean, it depends. I will say that sounds pretty crazy, but I know the first thoughts we're having are they're going to be in the front 5 rows. Like, if they're that stupid, like, I'm sure they could listen to it from a distance and just want to go to an event. They couldn't get a babysitter. They have to pay for the baby to go.
Yeah, there's so many other alternative things that could go. They could have gone with. One, like you said, Dudley, why couldn't they just hire a babysitter to look after them? Two, what has the baby got to gain from going here? If your infant can't support the weight of his own head, he's not going to be listening to Pink's music like... No, it's not going to happen.
She's going to be playing Wallace and Gromit.
That's what I said in the game. That's one of my Ghostbusters.
Oh, I want to go to the concert.
No.
I thought of the Ghostbusters theme.
Yeah, new from Pink's new album.
And she just comes up on stage with a trumpet and she plays it all out of tune and is like...
What I would say, a hypothetical situation here, Daniel, okay? Let's say they spent like 300 quid each to go to this concert. They get close to the concert and realise they can't find a babysitter, but they don't want to get a refund, so they take the baby and listen at a safe distance where the baby isn't traumatized or made deaf. So it doesn't sound too bad to me.
Yeah, but imagine everyone else in this situation. During the quiet bits, there's the likelihood that the baby's going to make noise, because I had this problem once, I think 2 years ago. Basically, me and my older cousin, who has a number of kids at the time, we went to see Black Adam in the cinema.
Oh.
Now, the movie's alright, but that's not the main focus here. The number one focus here I want to bring up is my older cousin decided to bring her newborn baby to the cinema for no reason at all.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Well, that ain't good.
1. Nobody wants to hear babies at the movies, because even if that baby cries once, you've ruined the movie for everyone. That baby cried at least 7 times throughout the whole thing, and I was like, oh God, take it outside.
Baby at the cinema absolutely makes sense, but at a concert, everybody's going to speak to each other between the songs. Like, no one's going to be bothered by a baby.
Second of all, older cousin of mine, don't you have an illegal Fire Stick where you can watch stuff for free at home? Why are you dragging me out to watch this in public when you can clearly watch it at home with your baby who's not going to be bothered by the loud booming noises and darkness? Jesus Christ.
Great parenting.
Yippee.
But anyway.
So I don't know what the sin is anymore.
Yeah.
Everyone seems to be bringing their little kids these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, on to a new headline, shall we?
Please.
A Frenchman has married himself after many failed relationships and rejections of love proposals.
And that's no one I heard about.
To the French to find ways to love.
Yeah.
Jesus. But think about this. After so many failed relationships and failed proposals, this guy decided to marry himself. What?
His post must be awkward.
Yeah. I wonder how that works.
I'm looking at his wedding photo right now. Geez, he went full out. Like, he's literally like... He kind of looks like Two-Face from Batman. Literally, literally half of him is wearing a suit with like a sort of mustache to one side. The other, he's got like his... either he's wearing a wig or he's growing his hair out to be shoulder length, and he's wearing a dress.
Go for it, I guess.
He doesn't get a divorce.
Oh, that would end poorly.
Jesus.
He'll be like the next villain then.
He'd be the wrong end of a magic cutting in half trick. But
Is that his stupid villain name?
He took my right side in the divorce.
I mean, how does that... How would a divorce work? Would he like go to a surgeon and he says, "Can you cut us in half?" Like...
Oh, God.
It wouldn't be Two-Face, it would be 1.5 faces.
No, it would just be half face.
Half face and half face. The half-face twins.
Mm-hmm. Either that or he would just never look in a mirror again.
Yeah.
I'm not going to question what he does to the other half of. Never mind.
I don't want to think about
Dudley,
that right
please,
now.
this is a child-friendly channel, Dudley, please.
I don't want to talk about that, you know.
Well, good luck to Mr. Mrs. whoever you are. Here's hoping that it does go well, and there won't be any need for
There
any
we
of this nonsense we've talked about
Things
today.
it the right way.
Well, now for a bit more positive news that'll definitely be a benefit to us all.
I hope so.
Sean Bailey, who spearheaded Disney's era of live-action adaptions in movies, is now leaving the company.
Ooh.
Yeah.
This is good news for all of us. Yeah.
I know you like the live-action Lion King, Dudley, but trust me, it's for the greater good.
Oh, is he the one who does the live action stuff?
Yes.
So, if you were upset with all the live-action soulless remakes that Disney's been producing over the years, don't worry. With this guy out of the way, there will hopefully be no more of it.
Unless they bring someone else to do it.
Michael, shut up, shut up, shut up.
I will agree. I really hope that they don't continue the live action films and they don't bring someone else in to do stuff like that. I mean,
Yeah.
because even though I like Jungle Book and The Lion King, they're the only ones I like. The others are bland, forgettable, and as much as you could say the same about them ones, like Mufasa hasn't caught my interest. It doesn't look very good, so kind of
At least they're trying to. At least they're trying to do some original story in this style, but to just straight up remake the whole thing without barely any changes, it's like, what's the point?
Yep.
They can just
Love to
continue,
watch a bunch of lions that look no way cartoony at all. I mean,
Yeah.
can it even really be called live action when it's all CGI?
Yeah.
everybody just refers to it as that, don't they? Even though it's not.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wish they just continue the animation with the 90s and then continue the story in the future.
Yeah.
Yes, just don't go the Lion Guard route, please. Please.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't need you that. It's been years since that happened.
or maybe just start making new things entirely. I don't know. There's plenty of cool fairy tales from other countries, you know.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd love to
Fair
see
point.
I'd love to see something about Baba Yaga.
Baba Yaga.
Right,
I know.
Rowan, what's Bartok the Magnificent?
Yes, I love that movie. Unironically. Which is funny because that's actually a spin-off to Anastasia, which is commonly mistaken for a Disney movie. So there's a wee bit of
Yeah.
irony in there.
Fair point.
Yeah. But yeah, with this live action producer out of the way, hopefully Disney finds new ways to hold our interest, because it should be style over realism.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, 2 Ninja Turtles movies, one of them being the live action Michael Bay movie, which of course makes the turtles look hideous. And on the other hand, you've got Seth Rogen's Ninja Turtles movie. One which is very stylized, the turtles actually look pretty cool, and it's got engaging and creative graphics and storytelling. That is what people should be going for. I mean, you can go for live action, but it's got to be very specific.
Uh-huh.
Maybe take the Sonic approach with it.
Yeah.
But like, if you're gonna make it live action, same with like you could say about the Lion King and stuff. It's like, the writing has also got to be good. So there's loads of factors. Yeah, I don't know why I'm saying anything.
No, we get the point.
Yeah.
We get what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, hopefully we'll see some more creativity now that the man who's all about the live action is now going off to do his own thing. He can do his own live action stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, sure, follow your dreams, whatever. Follow your stupid dreams.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get back to the good old animation.
Yeah. Well, the last headline that I have is this. A 5,000-year-old skeleton was discovered near Zabul, Iran. It's the oldest skeleton in history. It has a prosthetic eye, which is made of tar, animal fat, and painted gold. The wearer was a 6-foot-tall princess.
Put it back.
Yeah.
Put it back, that thing's cursed.
Literally the first comment. The first comment on this post, it's like, do not remove the golden eye from the unnaturally large holy woman skeleton, please.
Oh.
Return my eye.
No, I was just getting to that reference.
But jeez.
Now we're going to have a Tutankhamun situation all over again.
Yeah, apparently so.
Was that Tutankhamun or was that someone else? I don't know.
Tutankhamun, or however you say it, that's how I say
Yeah.
it. But
Tutankhamun.
Well, either, neither, neither.
I don't even know.
But yeah, that's a pretty horrifying discovery to make.
Yeah, it sure is.
Yeesh. All I
Cool
know
as
is...
hell,
Yeah.
Yeah?
All I know is that, just put her back. We've already heard stories of human remains being dug up and putting curses on the people who've discovered them. So just put it back. Just let them rest, please.
Yep, don't mess with it.
So yeah, those are the month's headlines.
Yeah, what a great thing we just learned.
What a great year.
I know, right?
And we're only halfway through.
Oh yay, it's only getting good from here.
you are listening to the TBI show.
Well, there's been quite a few interesting movies that have popped up this year so far.
Yes.
One of them, a sequel to a franchise which is still somehow going, Kung Fu Panda 4.
Yes.
Well, what do I think of it? Well, it doesn't really bring anything new to the franchise. It's a good Kung Fu Panda story, but there's not really too much that's been added to it, really.
Oh.
Debatable, but like I know where you're coming from.
It's no like Kung Fu Panda 4, it's nowhere near as like deep and emotional as like Kung Fu Panda 2 was. It's a good Kung Fu Panda story. Doesn't feel like a lot's been added aside from the fact that Poe's now training a new student of his own. The villain's pretty cool, the chameleon.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, she basically has the power to shapeshift into any Kung Fu Panda character she wants. But her ultimate plan is to take everyone's skill as well so she can actually feel the power for herself. So we get to see old villains and characters coming back, like Tai Lung and Lord Shen. So
I don't know. I don't know the voice actress for the chameleon. I just ate up everything she said. Like she did a really good job voicing the character. Like just to point that out. Like personally think.
And the fact that she turns into this huge chimera dragon because she's absorbed the skill of so many kung fu masters, it's like, good God. Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's this is a couple of problems with the film. Obviously going into spoilers a little bit. So because the Furious 5 aren't in the film, it kind of makes you think they didn't have much. It kind of gives the vibe. I'm sure it's not the case, but it feels like they didn't have as much care for the film this time round. Like, because they have a very vague excuse why they're not there.
Yeah, just every one of the five's just off doing something, like being anywhere but important characters in this franchise, and it's like, what? Come on, they were some of the coolest ones.
And then Shifu is like, Poe says he's got to go and sort the chameleon out, and Shifu's there like, oh, that's not your job, that's for the Furious 5, you're the Dragon Warrior. It's like, he's the Dragon Warrior, like, he's the one who should be doing it. Like, it felt weak. And also, the other thing is, returning villains, the only one who speaks is Tai Lung, because they didn't get the voice actors for the other villains, which is hard to watch in some scenes.
Right.
So, the film is good, it's just missing like a touch of effort, which would have made it really good. Like, but yeah.
You know what I want to see? I want to see a Kung Fu Panda project in the same style as Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
Oh.
Imagine the visuals. Maybe it could focus on Tigress and her and her training days with the five. That would be amazing.
I kind of wanted to see a villain die in this, and we see death from Puss in Boots too. Like, it's like they're referencing, to be able to reference it that way, like, as a nice little, like, nod. But
yeah,
I need to stop typing something. Okay, right. Yeah, like, what's interesting about films these days, it used to be the second film is never as good as the first. I feel like we're in the movie era now where 2 and 3 can be really good, but 4 seems to be the weak one of the series. Because we've had Toy Story 4, we've had Kung Fu Panda 4, Pirates of the Caribbean 4. Whenever you look at it, I feel like our heads are kind of like, okay, we know there's going to be a second trilogy. The first of because we know it's just part 4 of a story, it's less interesting. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the trilogy just seems like just a preferred way of telling a film narrative nowadays, because it's the perfect beginning, middle, and end. But
Yeah.
Hmm.
Once you
adding,
hit 4, you're kind of running out of things that you can tell about a character. By that point,
it's
it's just
do with it, but
yeah. But a lot of the time, it is really just you've run out of things to say about them. Like, first one is introducing a character. The second movie would probably be about the character's past or what they're doing after the movie, one of the other, and the third one's much as the same. It could be one or the other, the past or the future. But the fourth, what else is there to say? Further on
Yeah.
in the future, further back in the past, they've kind of done that already in one of the two.
Yeah.
I mean,
Pretty much
I
like
feel
ending
like
it.
with the correct writing, you could do something with it, but like with Kung Fu Panda 4, it just kind of thrusts at you. Okay, Poe was Dragon Warrior, now he's retiring. It's like, what? It's like Oogway stopped. Wait, Oogway wasn't the Dragon Warrior. Oh, no, it wasn't.
I think they were saying he used to be, but then he became more. I don't know.
well,
Yeah,
I don't know.
because I was thinking, how old do you have to be to stop being the warrior? It feels like he only
Yeah.
just became
well,
fully powerful. Okay, retire now.
well, regardless of what you think of Kung Fu Panda 4, you gotta admit, it ended off on a pretty high note with Tenacious D doing "Hit Me Baby One More Time."
Oh god, yeah. I think I heard that song.
Yes.
I'll
Well,
just add the last note. It's like MCU didn't suffer from that trilogy for film fate because they just kept going and going and going, which is interesting.
they just had their own trilogy about individual characters. That's how they worked for quite a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't Iron Man 1, 2, 3, and then Captain America 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. Like,
Well, another movie that I literally just saw earlier today,
Oh.
a little film which you probably already know as If, or as I like to call it, the rip-off of Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
Oh.
with Ryan Reynolds.
What?
Now, hands up who's seen Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
Nope. I don't think I
I've
have.
seen bits of it.
So for those of you who haven't seen Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends on Cartoon Network, it's a show explaining the idea of imaginary friends and what happens when kids outgrow their imaginary friends. What happens to them? Well, they visit this care home which looks after imaginary friends until they're reunited with new children of their own. And now, let's take a look at If and see how similar that is, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
It's about explaining the idea of imaginary friends, explaining what happens when their kids outgrow them. Where do they go? They go to this care home, which tries to send them off to new kids. The number one imaginary friend in this film is named Blue. Need I say more?
Nah.
I mean, it's the exact same format. It's the exact same characters. Why couldn't you just make live-action Foster's movie?
I was watching If, thinking, why did Bing Bong have to die in Inside Out? But here, if they get forgotten about, they continue going.
I mean, I like the idea of, like, even though you can't see or hear your imaginary friends as you grow up, their impact lasts throughout your life and they'll affect your memories from then on. I like that idea, but I can't help but draw similarities to Foster's. Like, the main person in charge of this whole thing is an old, elderly, imaginary friend. There's a young, quirky adult human working as second in command. Like I said, the main imaginary friend character in this movie is named Blue. who also shares the same name with the main character in Foster's. It's just ridiculous.
Well, the first monster we're introduced to, at least. But yeah, the same premise, definitely.
Hmm.
And if was, without saying too much about it, if was rather bland.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Like, it had some cute moments, like when one of the characters starts to, or one of the human characters starts to remember their imaginary friend. It's kind of an artsy, pretty moment with the lights glowing and stuff. But like, I have to say it again. For some reason, I just don't find Ryan Reynolds all that funny, or at least all the films I've seen him in, the writing hasn't given him a chance to say funny things. So maybe that's part.
I mean, the only somewhat remote funny thing in this is that the running gag with Ryan Reynolds in this is that he keeps tripping over this one invisible imaginary friend who keeps popping up here and there, and it's like, is that funny? Because I've seen him in other things, and he can be funny under the right circumstances, but here he's just sort of there as the quirky human character. Well, I say human, but you're gonna need to see the movie to figure out what happens there.
okay.
Has anybody seen the new Godzilla?
Yes, I have.
I
Is
haven't.
it good?
Yeah, it's pretty epic. It explores more of the Hollow Earth and how there's supposedly different levels to it. It's got some pretty epic action. Mothra and Godzilla make appearances in this again, and there are some genuinely funny moments. Like, there's one moment where King Kong's fighting another group of Kongs, and he's literally using a baby as a weapon, like puny god style. Literally holding this young Kong by the leg and just whacking them around. Like, Jesus, what are you doing?
Huh.
I've seen trailers for it, and it gives me Planet of the Apes vibes all over again. Like, I haven't seen many of them, but like, I'm definitely more of a Godzilla fan than a Kong fan, and this looks again rather Kong focused. So, but I'll probably see it at some point.
Yeah.
I don't need to see the movies.
And they have a Titan that breathes ice in this movie, so that's extra points for me.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of ice,
Oh,
you were wanting to talk about the Ghostbusters.
Oh yeah, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire.
No, that's the one I know.
Well, I certainly enjoyed it. It's, wow, a new enemy for the Ghostbusters. We haven't had that in a long time.
Yeah. I mean, even though it was like a new villain, it did remind me a little bit first me. Like the very first Ghostbusters, of how the villain was kind of easily defeated, even though it was hyped up for a long time.
But it still had its cool moments. No pun intended. It still had some cool moments, like it's got fire bending, it had Slimer, it's got the librarian from the first movie. It's got some pretty interesting science around the new ghost hunting tactics they employ. Like, they use they use drones, they use machines to separate ghosts from objects they've latched onto. So yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I definitely did. Even though there was some weird moments in the storytelling that I'm too keen on, but apart from that, I enjoyed it.
The only thing I've taken from it is when I saw the trailer, it made me think of something that might appear on my side of the FES series if we had like the budget for a big movie.
Ooh.
In more sense.
Let's just say the effect of something in one of the trailers. I thought it would be great to see that in a scene. I can't say anything else.
Okay.
So
I'm intrigued.
I have hinted at it before.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I think that's us fully caught up. I'd like to thank you all for listening to the podcast today. We might be releasing these a bit more infrequently just because life's been getting a bit busy for us, but we're still going to continue to do podcasts as often as we can. So, yeah. Anything else you want to bring up before we bring this to a close?
The only thing I would like to say is that I have pretty much almost finished college now, so I'm pretty much a free person to do whatever I desire now.
Ooh.
I don't know what the future holds. I don't know what the future holds me now, but I pretty much have finished my course for my photography, so yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Dudley?
I feel like the four of us are very much in a situation where we're gonna see what the future holds for us.
Yeah.
I guess thanks to everybody who watches these podcasts, by the way, because we don't say it all that often, and even though I don't see a lot of comments and stuff like that, but it has been fun doing the podcast, and I hope it's giving you decent entertainment. So.
Yes, it has been fun doing them.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. Rowan, what do you have to say about this?
Oh yeah, he has been.
Rowan? Oh no. Oh no. Rowan's been kidnapped! Rowan's been kidnapped! It's because of all that stuff we said about the Willy Wonka experience. Okay, guys, we're gonna need to cut this short. We've got a rescue mission. Okay, grab your stuff. Grab your stuff. We're coming, Rowan! We're coming!
What do we do?
Like this help,
I don't.